Now, as our listeners can tell from this music, there is no Explore Korea today, but that is because we're making room for a very special interview. In the NFL, there is a player who plays with the flag of South Korea on the back of his helmet. He says it's a great way to honor my mother, honor my heritage, and highlight the diverse backgrounds that make up the NFL. His name is Kyler Murray, the star quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. His maternal grandmother is Korean, and his mother, married to an African-American man, is half Korean. Murray is an extraordinarily gifted athlete. He demonstrated top-level talent in both American football and baseball since college. He, in fact, became the first player in American professional sports history to be selected in the first round of both the NFL and Major League Baseball drafts before ultimately choosing to play American football. He's currently visiting South Korea for the very first time, and I'm delighted to say that he has stopped by the studio today to talk more about his trip to Korea, his time in the NFL, and more. We have with us Kyler Murray. Mr. Murray, hello, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
It's an absolute pleasure. So first, welcome to Korea. How long have you been here now?
This will be day 4 today. Day 4, yep.
And I understand that it's your very first time visiting the country, right?
Very first time, obviously growing up. Mother, and my grandma would tell me a lot about Korea. Never really could put, a picture in my head, obviously. But I'm glad, being 27 now, being in the position I'm in, to be able to bring my mother back, as it's been a long time since she's been here, and get to experience the culture, speak with the people, embrace the people, and be able to experience it all myself.
And how have you found it so far? I'm almost surprised that you haven't been to Korea before.
Yeah, I didn't growing up playing sports. I played football, basketball, baseball. Never really had a lot of time to do a lot of traveling. Was usually busy playing sports, but I love it. I've loved every second of it. Obviously, like I said, I've only been here this will be my 4th day. Landed midday, so my first day here was at night, and it was, a quick and a long flight, but I've loved every second of it. The people have embraced me. The reception I've gotten at the airport, and just the love around the city of Seoul has been amazing.
Yes, there was a huge crowd that met you at the airport, right?
Yeah.
How have you found the reception?
It's been surreal. Obviously growing up in America, not having been here with, American football not being as popular over here in Korea, for people to recognize me, and, want to take pictures, want to come up and say hi, and show me love is super, it's important to me. I'm thankful for it. I'm blessed to be in this position, but, yeah, I'm proud.
And what brought you to South Korea? You're here essentially on your own volition, right? You're not being sponsored to be here.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think for me, it was something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to come back here because it is who I am. I grew up, obviously, my mother, Korean. It's a part of who I am. And I want to experience that in every type of way. And I also wanted to, be able to bring her back, because I know, like I said, didn't grow up traveling a lot. This is one of the places that I had to, before it's all said and done, I wanted to come back and experience it for myself. Obviously, this being the first time, it's been going so lovely, so great. Probably come back, hopefully, every other year, or if not, every year from here on out.
But yes, so you're here in Korea. You're almost like a NFL/Korean heritage ambassador, I would say.
Yeah, there's not many of us, that play in the NFL, and that's something I take pride in. Being one of a few to do it at the highest level, and I've worn that on my back and on my chest since I was a kid. I've embraced. My mother always taught me to embrace who I am, and that side of me. So that's something I take pride in.
That is something which I think has raised a lot of interest here about how proudly you wear your Korean heritage. You speak about it on social media, in your interviews. As I said, you play it with the Korean flag, the taegukgi, on your helmet. Last year, you were seen wearing a Korean baseball national team jersey. You even said that your Korean heritage has been the driving force behind your growth. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, yeah. I think, again, it goes back to being a kid. I think, I tell a story when I was a kid. My friends used to kind of make fun of me because my eyes were squintier and like my nose was flatter. And I'd go home and I'd tell my mom, not in a way of crying or anything like that, or as if I was getting bullied, but just just to explain to her what I was dealing with or what I would go through at school. And she always told me to embrace the fact that you are different and you are unique. Because there's not many, like I said, there wasn't many of us. In the space that I was in as far as the sports world. So I've ever since then, I've always embraced that about being unique, being different, being the first person to do a lot of things. And that's kind of what I pride myself on is I love to, push the needle, break barriers, and do things that no one's ever done before. Hopefully I can continue to do that. And hopefully I can continue to make, Koreans proud.
Right. And it seems like your mother was a big influence in you to connect with your Korean heritage. Mm-hmm. And you grew up near your grandmother as well, right?
Yes, yeah. I didn't get to spend too much time with my grandmother. She lived in Seattle. So, growing up in Texas, obviously Seattle's a little far. But she would always come visit. I've got a lot of family members from New York to Oregon, that we would, have time together. But my mother did most of my, upbringing as far as, having me in the culture of food, explaining me stories, trying to teach me how to speak Korean, which didn't go very well, but I'm doing a lot better as of the last couple months, learning how to speak it pretty decently. But yeah, I got to give the credit to my mom. But I didn't get to spend too much time with my grandmother, but I loved every second that I got to.
Right. What does your Korean heritage mean to you, do you think?
It means a lot. It means a lot. I mean, it's who I am. That's really how I can explain it. It's who I am. It's part of who I am, and it's in me. So, why would I not be proud of that side of me?
Sure. It's clear your mother was a major influence in your life growing up. But then so was your father. He played American football. Your uncle, I understand, was a professional baseball player as well. So your father and your father's side of the family must have really inspired you to play sports as well then.
Yeah. My mom always says, I got my brains from her and my athleticism from my father. He obviously, everything that I know as far as football goes and my upbringing and when it comes to sports, I was blessed and privileged enough to grow up with a dad that played at the highest level and was really good at it. So I had his tutelage, his mentorship. My uncle, played in MLB, so he's got that pedigree and understanding. So to be able to grow up with my dad and my uncles in my corner and understanding the level of work, discipline, and all the things that it takes to be at this level and get to this level is a blessing in itself. But I was always motivated internally to get to where I wanted to get to, which was ultimately play in the NFL, obviously have an opportunity to play in the MLB, and my dad always told me having options is the best. So, yeah. Right.
You, the only athlete, as we said, to ever be selected in the first round of both the NFL and the MLB drafts. The Oakland Athletics selected you 9th overall in the 2018 MLB draft, and then you were first overall for the Arizona Cardinals in the 2019 NFL draft. How do you feel about that record?
Obviously, like I said, I pride myself on wanting to be the first to do things, and that comes with a sense of pride of all the hard work that I put in, all the hard work that it took, and the sacrifice that people put into me, and the belief that people put into me to be able to go out there and prove them right means a lot to me. I would say, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to be able to be the only person to be drafted first round in both sports. Like I said, I have a lot of pride in that. I wish that I could play both, but obviously, my heart and my whole life's dreams were to be the best to ever play the game of football and win Super Bowls. Do I believe I can do both? Yeah, but I don't. That's a time for a conversation for another day, obviously, but.
So your dream for the NFL, that was your first dream, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, my first dream was the NFL. Obviously, I was always good at baseball, and I knew that anything I put my mind to, I feel like I can get to where I want to get to. Took a lot of help and a lot of sacrifice and work, but yeah, my first goal and dream and love was football.
Do you ever think about the road not taken?
I would have thought about it a lot more if I chose baseball and decided not to play football. I missed the game. Yeah, I missed the game. But I sometimes I go out and hit BP just to stay fresh. No, but just to feel bat off the ball or the ball off the bat and stuff like that. But no, I don't. I would never go back and switch it if I could. I love what I do, and I love where I'm at. Right.
So you made your debut in the NFL in 2019. How has your experience been so far? It's been 6 years now.
Yeah, it's been haven't accomplished the things that I want to accomplish. In winning a Super Bowl, that's the ultimate goal. Have I had some individual success? Yes. Winning Rookie of the Year and being a two-time Pro Bowler, but that's not why I play the game. Play the game to win. Play the game to win the Super Bowl and lead this organization that's never won Super Bowl to that. So that's the goal. I could sit here and break down all the things of every season, but I think that at the end of the day, I've had some success, but as a unit in totality, I think the ultimate goal for us is to win the Super Bowl, and we haven't done that yet, and I haven't done enough. So I'm looking forward to this next season. I think as an organization, I think we're on the up, and I'm looking forward to it.
Right, this last season was a really great one for you, right?
It was solid. You've
had a couple of seasons where you were injured as well, right?
Yeah, I got injured. I think in 21 we started out 7-0, and I was ahead, could have, maybe won the MVP if I didn't get hurt. I hurt my ankle and I missed like 4 games. And we got in the playoffs and we lost to the Super Bowl champs. The next year I had torn my ACL, which was year 4. So I had to rehab half of the season in 2024 or 2023. And then, that was my 4th year, so year 5, and now we're on I'm going into year 7, right? Yeah, I'm going into year 7. So, but yeah, I've been hurt twice or 3 times, 2 or 3 times.
Right. So now how are you preparing for this new season ahead?
Looking forward to it. The work is being put in. I don't take too much time off. The older I've gotten, the less time I take off. I took about a week off from after the season just to kind of I guess let the body rest a little bit, but got right back into it, started grinding. I'm really looking forward to the season because I know what we're capable of. I know I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of what I can be and what I can do in this league, and I'm super excited.
What more do you think you can do?
Oh, a ton. Like I said. It's
what aspects of your game are you really trying to, improve at the moment?
Yeah, well, to answer your first question, I think there's so much that can be done. I think that's the frustrating part for me is my whole life being, a winner at every level, and the individual awards obviously come, but the main focus is team goals. So. That's the frustrating part is I've had success, we've had success, and it hasn't ended up in what we want, and that's to win the Super Bowl and be in the playoffs every year and have a chance at it. I've only been in the playoffs once, so that in itself is disappointing to me and frustrating. So gotta turn that around. I'm only getting older, but I'm 27, I'm still young, so we got time, and I know we're heading the right direction as far as what I'm working on. Just going to continue to grow on and off the field. I think as far as on the field goes, I can't explain the whole game to you right now, but there's certain things that we want to get better at for sure.
Now, there's another thing that you said in a previous interview that really intrigued us as well. You said you would consider playing for South Korea in flag football at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, if that opportunity came up. You said it would be an awesome experience if they asked me to do it. That would be incredible to see, but it's probably a bit of a stretch at the moment, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know much of the logistics behind it. I'd probably have to, talk it over with my family and obviously the organization, Cardinals organization, and see how everything would shake out. But I'd definitely be open to it. Wouldn't cancel anything out. Like I said, it's best to have options. So, I don't know much about it right now.
What would it mean for you if you did get that opportunity?
Oh, it mean a lot. It mean a lot just to be able to represent the country, and wear with pride, and also play the game that I love. Obviously, it's not football, but flag football. Just be able to go out there and play 7-on-7 would be fun.
Right, okay. And so we're almost running out of time, but looking ahead, you said you want to get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. That is your ultimate dream.
Yes.
You seem very determined.
Yep.
You are a very determined athlete, I would say. Just especially from hearing about the way you live your lifestyle as well. You don't drink, you don't party, you don't do anything excessive. For you, it's all about the game.
Yeah. I don't think I would have got to where I'm at in my life today if I prioritized those things. I never did anything. If it was something that would jeopardize my opportunity and my chances to get to where I wanted to get to, I didn't take part in it. I still hold that that mentality to this day. Obviously, you can have fun, outside of the game and outside of the field, but there's a time and a place for that. My main focus is getting to the Super Bowl and winning it for not only for the organization, but the fans, the people that believed in me, my teammates, everybody. And obviously, I say that it's not going to fulfill who I am or satisfy me in a sense of the grand scheme of life, but that is the main goal is to bring a Super Bowl to the state of Arizona.
How far do you think you are away from that goal?
Not far at all. I think anything's possible.
Do you have any advice you'd like to give to young aspiring athletes out there who hope to follow in your footsteps, especially perhaps Korean American athletes? Or
advice I would say for me, growing up, I'm 5'10". I was never the biggest guy, which I think can relate to a lot of people. Is a lot of people are told they can't do something, and for me, I would just say whatever you believe in, go out there, give it your all, but you got to put the work in, to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. But I would never listen to anybody that doubted my aspirations and my dreams of becoming what I want to become. So that would be my advice.
And finally, any final words you'd like to say to your fans out there here in Korea and everywhere, really?
Yeah, I mean, in Korea, I pray. I hope to continue to grow as far as people understanding that I am Korean, and I do hope to represent Korea well. And maybe being a pioneer of spreading the game of football here. But to the fans, I appreciate everybody, the love and support. It means the world to me and my family.
Well, it's been an absolute honour to have you here with us today, especially making the time in your limited schedule here in Korea for us. I know you're only here for a few days, so we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Korea. We've been speaking to the Korean American star quarterback, Kyler Murray. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.